Hello, Game on Noah here, and today, it's actually been quite a while since I've made a video just talking about video games on this channel. I mean, there's been some edits and some Nintendo Direct reactions, which I always love doing on my Twitch channel, ttv/GameOnNoah, but I just haven't made a video in a long time about talking about video games, not the last couple of years, and I've been trying to find a new idea to talk about, something I'm very passionate about, and obviously Nintendo I'm very passionate about, but there's so many things that they all kind of get in the way of each other and it's hard for me to pick. And then I realized, what about Nintendo music? I listen to Nintendo music pretty much every day, and I absolutely love them. And I just wanted to make a video talking about some of my favorites, not all of them, because of course the video would be super long, longer than it already is. And I just want to show people how Nintendo music and video game music as a whole should be more respected and appreciated, because I feel like they're not treated as real music, even though they really are. They truly deserve the respect they do deserve, and they're very underrated in my opinion. And before we get to the video, I just want to remind everyone to give a like and subscribe and hit those notifications for when I post a new video. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Now, let's get on with the video. And before we get started, let me just remind everyone that these are my opinions, and you can have different opinions from me, and that's totally okay. You can let me know in the comments if you think any other songs deserve to make the list, because it was a huge list, obviously. And you just let me know, and maybe I'll reply to some of those comments, because I just like talking about Nintendo in general. Also, major spoilers for some modern Nintendo games ahead, so just be warned. With the limitations of technology back in the 80s, it was probably pretty hard to make music, I imagine. I believe it was harder on the SNES, but for the NES, still pretty challenging. So the fact that we got some iconic songs that evolved throughout history on the NES is pretty great in my opinion. We got the original Super Mario Bros. Song, which is just iconic. I think almost everyone who knows Mario knows that theme. We have Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Bros. 3 with amazing music as well. I really like how Super Mario Bros. 2 feels different from 1 and 3, and I know that's because here in America we got, it was supposed to be Doki Doki Panic, and they just reskinned it with Mario characters instead, and then Japan got the Lost Levels, which is known as it's known here. But I just like how it's a different vibe. I think it's really cool. The original two Zeldas also have some really good music. The original theme, overworld theme for Zelda 1 is also super duper iconic. I also kind of like what they did with Zelda 2. I think Zelda 2, it's a good game in my opinion. It gets some hate. I know it's more of an RPG, I believe, and it's like a side-scrolling 2D game. But I think it's good. I think it is, and the music is actually pretty good in my opinion. But yes, I think the NES has had some really, really popular and iconic tracks. Some are not even Nintendo. Dragon Quest, for example, this being Dragon Quest III's Adventure, is extremely well made, especially for back then. And we also got to hear how those tracks all evolved in the future, because most of these tracks all came back in some form, and that's just great to see. Also, we can't forget DuckTales to the Moon. Woo! Now, the Game Boy was also even more limited in terms of music than the NES, and just in general, but there were some very good tracks on there too, such as Super Mario Land. Kirby started out on the Game Boy, and I think Kirby's had some of the best music in all of Nintendo, honestly. I don't have a lot of picks for him because I don't play a lot of Kirby, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he's one of the few franchises from Nintendo to win a Grammy, if that's anything to say about, but amazing music from him. Also, one of the most iconic tracks from the Game Boy is Dr. Mario's Fever. So that song is just a banger. And obviously Pokemon started out on the Game Boy, so I'd say the most nostalgic and iconic track from that game is the original battle theme for the Trainor. That one just goes hard still to this day. But there's one track in particular I think is extremely iconic on the Game Boy. Tetris, one of the most popular video games of all time, because it was bundled with the Game Boy. And the main theme for the game is an absolute banger and iconic. Whenever you think of Tetris, you think of this song. If it wasn't for this song, Tetris might not have been as popular as it still is. Tetris is still a very, very, very highly respected puzzle franchise and is still played to this day by millions of people. And this track is just extremely good, and it really displays how good and how much faith they had in this game to pack it in with the Game Boy instead of Super Mario Land. That's okay. Oh, Though it was harder to make music for the SNES, it was a little bit less limiting. We have the athletic theme from Super Mario World, which is extremely good, probably the most iconic song from that game. We also have an extremely good, probably the best song from the original Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart. The title theme is just really good. I actually do kind of want to dance a little bit, which I'm kind of doing right now a little bit in my seat. It's that good. But, yeah, pretty good, honestly. And then we also have the start of the Donkey Kong Country series by Rail. And right here I have the DK Island swing. And whenever I think of Donkey Kong, I usually always think of this song now. So it's become synopsis with Donkey Kong himself, in my opinion. And I mean, it's a very good representation of a jungle, of an island, kind of like, not prehistoric, but like animalistic to a degree, because, you know, they're monkeys, they're apes. So, pretty good song. We also have Flower Garden from Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island is a very, very well-made 2D platformer with some amazing music, but I did decide to pick Flower Garden because it's one of the themes I think of whenever I think about this game. And I already had the athletic theme from Super Mario World. I was going to put this one as well. But Flower Garden is pretty relaxing for a game that is, for the most part, pretty relaxing, except kind of near the end of the game. But yeah, overall, really good song. And we also have another song from the Kirby series, which is Gourmet Race. One of the most, probably the most iconic song in Kirby for me. Whenever I think of Kirby, I think about this song. So, I always love hearing it in Super Smash Bros., but the original is also extremely well made. Kirby Superstars, I believe that's where this song came from. Amazing game, lots of different games inside it to play, but out of all the songs in that game, this one definitely takes the cake for the best song, and probably the best song in the entire series, for me anyways. We also have a pretty iconic song from Earthbound, being the On It theme. I have yet to beat Earthbound, sadly. I do hope one day I can sit down and finally beat it, but I've always been perplexed by that music, the music of Earthbound. I think it is very good, and the On It theme is very strong. I do sometimes listen to it because it is that good. And, yeah, all these SNES songs are beautiful, in my opinion. Some of the best from the retro era. The Wind Scene from Chrono Trigger. A game I really want to play. I haven't had the chance yet, mostly because there's not a lot of ways to experience it. There's the SNES, which is pretty expensive to get, the DS release, and Steam. I'm personally hoping for a 2D HD remake, just like Dragon Quest 3, 1 and 2 are getting. But this song has always stuck out to me because it really puts me in the feels. It's a very, very, like, somber song. And overall, it kind of makes me reflect on life, you know? And it almost feels, in a way, like memoriam for Akira Toriyama, who helped out with Chrono Trigger and Dragon Quest, and was, you know, a beloved manga artist for Dragon Ball. So, This is just a very powerful song to me, even though I've never even played Chrono Trigger before. But someday I hope to. Mario RPG was a game I always wanted to try. I did briefly try it on the SNES Classic, which, my goodness, took so long to find and get. And I just fell off. I didn't play it, sadly, and I wish I did. And with the remake on Switch, I did play it a lot more. And yeah, I totally see why everyone loves Mario RPG, but the one song I always knew from Mario RPG, even before I played it, was Beware the Forest Mushrooms, because I always associated it with Geno. Now, it's not just because, you know, Geno for Smash, but Geno was always just a cool character to me, and I'm really, really, really glad that he was a cool character in Mario RPG, and this is definitely one of my favorite tracks from Mario RPG. Mario RPG's just got a great soundtrack all around. The remake is, I'd say, is on par pretty much. I do prefer some songs in the original, such as this one, but this one just feels mystical and, like, mysterious, you know? But also, like, you're on an adventure, which is the whole point. You're in a forest. You don't know what you could come across. It's an adventure, but it's a mystery. Who knows what you'll find, right? And I think that is perfectly represented in this song. And for that, it makes the list. Without a doubt, Bob-omb Battlefield is the most iconic theme in all of Super Mario 64. I love the credits theme for this game. Very nostalgic for me. And the other credits theme that's coming up pretty shortly is also amazing. But overall, Bob-omb Battlefield does take the cake for the best song in the game. I think it perfectly represents the first level and just Super Mario 64 in general. Just super jovial, super happy. Feels like you're strolling down the street as you look up and see King Bob-omb up there. He's like, hey, how you doing? You're not gonna get up here, and then you go up there, you can race Koopa the Quick. It's just, if you ever want to feel happy, you go to Bob-omb Battlefield. Just a very, very strong song and a very good first impression for the first level in Super Mario 64 and Nintendo's first 3D game ever made. So for that, definitely has to make the list. If you had to describe nostalgia for Nintendo games in one theme, I think it would be Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 64. It fits so well with the track's aesthetic of, you know, being in space. It's also the largest track in the entire series, so it's pretty memorable alone just for that. But the theme really adds to it, in my opinion. And I don't know, something about hearing about this theme, it's so nostalgic, which is strange because I didn't grow up with this game. I knew about it, but I never grew up with this game. I never really heard this theme before, and yet something about it is just so relaxing, so nostalgic, makes me reflect on when I was a kid. It's just a very soothing song, and yeah, I see why Rainbow Road from this game is one of the most popular courses in the entire series, not even just because it's the longest track ever. The theme is just amazing. That's really about it. The other song I was talking about with the credits theme was Ocarina of Time. I love the credits theme on Ocarina of Time, especially the callback to Kokiri Forest, but I think the Hyrule Field main theme takes the cake. This theme plays very often in the playthrough since it's the entire field of Hyrule that connects the whole entire world in the past and in the future. But I think what really adds to it is just how iconic this track is. Whenever I feel like I'm going out on an adventure, this is the song that plays in my head. I just picture myself as Link going around Hyrule Field, trying to find stuff, trying to complete the story, save Zelda, get the Triforce. Oh, it's good. It also, if I recall, does change depending if it's day and night. So I also like the part that comes up with all the monsters. It's just a really good theme, and it does play differently depending on what happens, if my memory recalls correctly. But either way, it's just super catchy, super iconic. That's just the Nintendo 64 in general, in my opinion. Just super duper iconic as some of the most popular games ever made. Probably mostly because they're the first 3D games. We got the first 3D Mario, first 3D Zelda, and luckily for us, just ended up being 2 amazing games with 2 killer soundtracks. But in terms of Hyrule Field, that's why that theme makes the list. Just like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask has an amazing soundtrack, but the one that's always stuck out to me is definitely the Astral Observatory. It feels majestic. It is so goddamn good. It feels unearthly to a degree that I can't even really describe. It's hard to describe, but this is probably the best song out of possibly both games, if I'm being completely honest. I haven't listened to it as much as I should. Definitely should. It just works in the context of the game. I could see this being in a real observatory. I believe it's when you're also watching a comet fall, I believe. But either way, fits the game's aesthetic and vibe very nicely, and just an amazing theme. So for that, definitely makes the list. Just like the SNES, Rare also made some banger games on the Nintendo 64, along with some banger soundtracks by Grant Kirkhope. We got Treasure Trove Cove from Banjo-Kazooie. It was pretty hard to pick a song from Banjo-Kazooie because I love Spiral Mountain and I really, really love the main theme. But I slightly had to give it to Treasure Trove Cove just because, like, when I'm on a beach, I think about this song. That's how good it is. It sticks in my head like a sore thumb. So good. So relaxing to listen to. I love just the beach aesthetic of it. I mean, it is on a beach, I believe, in the game. It's a cove. So, yeah. I like the xylophones. I like everything that Grant Kirkhope did with this song. It's the most perfect song that you can get in Banjo-Kazooie and on the Nintendo 64 with the limitations that the Nintendo 64 had, because they still had limitations with the music back then. So, yeah, great song all around. So as a kid, I grew up with Diddy Kong Racing on the DS. Never knew it was even a remake of a Nintendo 64 game, and even I knew the music was a banger. It was very hard to pick between Frosty Village and Walrus Cove because they're very similar, but overall, I had to just slightly give the edge to Frosty Village. It is one of the most happy Christmas songs, Christmas Eve, wintry songs I've ever heard. It is so good. Whenever it's around Christmas time, I always put this song on because it is just, man, it really makes me want to get up and dance. The song is legitimately one of the best bangers I've ever heard for any snowy theme ever. It might actually be my favorite snow theme in a video game ever made, period. DK, Donkey Kong. I actually do think if it wasn't for this song, people would not talk about Donkey Kong 64 as much as they do. This song is so good that it even made it into the Mario movie. That's how good it is. Grant Kirkhope did a phenomenal job with this song. And it's just very memorable, right? And it's even just a good song from a game standpoint because in the song, it basically tells you all of the Kong's abilities. And I don't know, I just think that's really cool on top of the song just being really catchy and really good. So, yeah, absolute banger. People would not remember this game nearly as well without the DK rap. One of my favorite boss themes ever made from one of my favorite games. Tubba Blubba's theme from Paper Mario. It's just so goddamn good. I don't know what it is. This is one of my favorite chapters in the game, and I love Tubba Blubba. On my Twitch channel, TTTV/GameRTV, we even have a Tubba Blubba emote. But back to the point, this song is so good. I just like how the stakes are risen because of it, and I like how there's the 2 different stages with Tubba Blubba's heart and actually Tubba Blubba, who's extremely easy to beat. But this song is really good, and it's definitely one of the best songs from the first Paper Mario game. Luigi's Mansion is definitely one of my favorite franchises in all of Nintendo. Luigi's Mansion 3 is my, so far, favorite original Nintendo Switch game. And, man, the atmosphere in the original Luigi's Mansion is really quite something to behold, especially nowadays when Nintendo doesn't touch horror like that the same way anymore, if I'm being honest. I still like the recent Luigi's Mansions, but this one is, the atmosphere is the best that's ever been in the series, not even close, and this theme perfectly represents it. This is also probably the most horror theme I would think in the game. It's just the mansion theme in the dark hallway, so very creepy vibe, very scary, dim and grim. I just think it really fits the game extremely well, and for it being the most horror theme in the game, in my eyes, just amazing all around. Very good job. Another one of my favorite Nintendo franchises is Pikmin. In fact, on my shelf, they are displayed together on the same shelf. Pikmin is one of the most relaxing franchises I've ever played. Maybe even more so than Animal Crossing. And I'd say definitely the most iconic theme in all of Pikmin is the Forest of Hope. The second area you explore in Pikmin 1, but like the first main area, because the impact site is very small, especially when you first start out, so you have to go back there. This song is so relaxing, so calm. I'm pretty sure one time I fell asleep to this song. That's how relaxing it was to me. And I don't usually do that, so it must have been very relaxing for me. So, just great start to a series, great song, such a banger. Look, all I'm saying is, if Nintendo ever made a water park, they should definitely have a ton of music playing for Mario Sunshine. Just, whenever I think of a beach game from Nintendo, Super Mario Sunshine always comes up. Has some of the best music in terms of just relaxing beach summer vibes that Nintendo's ever made. And while Defina Plaza would have been the easy pick, I actually do like Gelato Beach a little more, in my opinion. The xylophone really adds to the song quite a lot and just makes it very relaxing and soothing to the ears for me, in my opinion. So, for that, easily makes the list, and can't wait to continue hearing it for the rest of my summer. One of my favorite Zelda themes from my favorite Zelda game, Outset Island. I do prefer the HD remakes OST, and I do prefer the Outset Island version in that one, but I'm just going to use the original for this, because they're still amazing either way. I just think when you first hop in the Wind Waker and you hear this song, you know you're going to have a good time. This song is so feel-good, it's too hard to describe. Hearing this song, I always puts a smile on my face. I'm smiling right now, actually, talking about this song. I absolutely love Wind Waker, and whenever I think about Wind Waker, this is always the first song I think about. It's just a great song, and I always just come back to Outset Island when playing Wind Waker HD just to hear this song. That's how good this song is. You know when someone wants to go back to a specific place to hear a song, you know it's good. And yeah, it definitely deserves to be on the list. One of my favorite Zelda songs ever made. So, recently, the last couple of years, I've gotten really into Warrior Whale and also really into Metroid. Metroid Prime, I got the original, sadly never beat it because I didn't have time, but then the remaster came out on Switch and I beat it, and I must say, Magmal Caverns is extremely well made for the theme. It is so good. Going there for the first time, it is so epic. And the stakes feel raised in that place in particular. I don't recall if that place is super duper important to the actual story. I don't think it is. But, man, it's really good. Metroid and Metroid Prime specifically has some really, really good songs. But in Metroid Prime, the original, that was definitely my favorite. And I think it just really suits the mood because I believe that is kind of, it's got a lot of lava in that place, I believe. So, yeah, it really fits, in my opinion. And for that, it makes my list. Alright, I already know what people are gonna say. Gamer Noah, why did you put Baby Park on the list of your favorite Nintendo songs? That's so stupid. Baby Park's not even a good track. Guys, I know it's an oval, I know. I still like the track a lot. It is really, really fun. It is so crazy. All the power-ups going all over the place, especially the Double Dash rendition with all the special power-ups. And the song is actually what makes the track so good. It also speeds up every lap you pass. Oh, I don't know what it is. Guys, I'm sorry. I absolutely love Baby Park, and the theme for it is so good. It slaps. It is so good. And it gets faster and faster with each lap. It's one of the few Mario Kart songs, I believe, that changes like that. Other than the final lap, obviously, in every track where it speeds up a little bit. But yeah, I just overall think it fits with like the roller coaster kind of vibe that Baby Park is going for. It's just off the walls. It's just crazy. And yeah, it kind of describes me to an extent. But yeah, I just absolutely love this song. This is one of my favorite title themes for a Mario Party game. Too bad it's extremely loud and it's gonna make me go deaf and I have to yell. It's a good song, that's what I'm trying to say. Play Mario Party 6! I also didn't have enough time to beat the original Paper Mario 1000 Door before the remake came out, which I absolutely loved. But even then, the original 1000 Door is still great, and I think the title theme really displays that quite nicely. It is all over the place. It is jazzy. It's going crazy. It's wild. It's fun. It's happy. It's just a great title theme song because it expresses so many different happy, positive emotions. And yeah, absolutely love. This is one of the most loved songs, I think, in the entire soundtrack, and I see why. So good. And I'll be talking about the remake later, hopefully. So if you'll wait for the whole video, you can see that. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications to see more videos just like this. And yeah, I'll be talking about the remake a little bit near the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, the title theme for the original 1000 Door definitely makes the list. Now look, the only 3D Zelda I don't own is Twilight Princess. Don't own the original, don't own the remake. I want to own it, I will at some point, just gotta beat some more Zelda games that I already own. But I know that Twilight Princess has some very good music like Midna's Lamb and stuff like that, but yeah, Mallow's mod is hilarious. I know it's a little bit of a meme, but nah, it's just really funny, and it's crazy, and it's weird, and I kind of think that's good. I like when Nintendo can sometimes make weird, crazy music, because it fits really well, even for the game. I know that it's a darker game, but this still fits the game, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure it's very well liked in the community, so, but for that, pretty funny, weird, and goofy, and I just love it a lot, so for that, definitely makes the list for me, personally. An extremely relaxing song from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. There is another Pokemon song that I think is a little more relaxing than this song later in the video, so make sure to stay for the whole entire video to see what that ends up being. And while you're here, drop a like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications on when I make new videos. But Little Root Town is just straight up one of the most relaxing town themes in all of gaming, in my opinion, not just Pokemon. It is so good, so nostalgic, considering I had never even played the original games. I only played the remakes, and I just remember playing Alpha Sapphire, Little Root Town, getting my Mudkip, and just going at it. One of my favorite Pokemon games in a very long time. And Little Root Town is just one of the most vibey, nostalgic, relaxing songs in the whole Pokemon series, especially considering it's one of the 4 songs you hear in the game. And for that, it makes my list. The first Mario & Luigi game, Mario & Luigi Superstar Sega, has an absolute goat of a main battle theme. Come on. Whenever I do any battle in this game, or just hear it online, I immediately want to do what Mario & Luigi are doing, just absolutely boogie down. This is one of the most catchy Mario & Luigi songs ever, and they struck it out in the first game. Like, come on, literally, that's the name of the song, but come on, it's just that good. It's that good. Every time I hear the song, I want to dance. It's absolutely going on the list. Absolute banger. Out of all the songs I could have picked in Mario & Luigi Partners in Time, Toad Town really stood out to me. I really love the boss themes from the game and Thwomp Volcano, but something about Toad Town's theme, it's so depressing because the Shroobs won. They invaded Toad Town. They kidnapped all the toads to be used for, what was it, like venom? To power those ships or something like that. I kind of forget the plot, but all the toads are on trees or something like that. Except, like, 2 store owners. They're the only ones who survived. And all of Toad Town is decimated. And, I don't know, I feel like this is one of the most depressing Mario songs ever, in a way. Because Toad Town is usually all jovial and happy. Like Bowser Inside Story's Toad Town theme, I love that one. But something about this Toad Town, it's just so different. And for that, I really like it. And also, the song is just really good. So for that, Toad Town from Partners in Time makes my list. Now look, I know that a lot of people like New Super Mario Bros. And to an extent, me too. They got very bland. But that shouldn't take away from just how good the original New Super Mario Bros. Was for the DS. And even the Wii one had some good moments, like the final boss. But this one specifically is really good. Really unique boss designs. I mean, for the time, the art style was nice. And the mini games, just all good. But the music is pretty good. And obviously, this is the most iconic theme in the game. The Ba song, especially in the Wii version. But I just think this is a very relaxing theme. And if I had to pick any song from the New Super Mario Bros. Games, this one definitely takes the cake in terms of just relaxing and jovial and happy. So for that, it makes my list. Guys, the definition has been blank all these years. Perfect. Peak. The GOAT. Waluigi Pinball in Wario Stadium. Let's be for real though, it's mainly just Waluigi Pinball. Wario Stadium's a good track in my opinion, but like, do we really think about this song when we think about Wario Stadium? No. Waluigi Pinball. One of the best tracks in all of Mario Kart, in my opinion, but it definitely helps that the song is amazing. It perfectly represents like a gamey, retro, being in a pinball kind of song, you know? Have you ever just wanted to be in a pinball? No, I haven't, but this song makes me want to be. It makes me want to be in a pinball machine, as weird as that sounds. Waluigi, pinball, perfection, it's all there. And this music absolutely slaps. I know I've been saying that a lot already, and I've been saying it more in the video, trust me. But when I say this song slaps, I absolutely mean it. One of the best songs in all of Mario Kart, one of the best tracks in all of Mario Kart. I rest my case. This is, without a doubt, my favorite final boss theme ever made. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, the grand finale. Bowser vs. Dark Bowser. Mario and Luigi vs. the Dark Star Core, which is made up of the Dark Star and Farfel. It is such a good climax, and the theme is so legendary, it makes me want to scream how good it is. I always go back and replay that final boss, because the boss fight's just amazing, the theme is amazing, the game is amazing, the credits theme after is also amazing, but I could only pick one song, and I had to pick this one, even though it was so close. This is my favorite final boss theme in all of gaming. It is the most epic, most legendary piece of media I think I've ever heard in any Mario game. So, music is sensational in all the Mario and Luigi games, but this song and this game takes the cake. Absolute beast legend that this song is, and it will go down in history as one of the best final boss themes ever made. Every time I remember playing Pokemon Platinum as a kid, I get war flashbacks from when I had to fight the goddamn champion of the Sinnoh region. Cynthia is an absolute monster. I never want to experience her spirit tomb or her Garchomp ever again. And every time I think about her, and this goddamn menacing music happens, it makes me want to violently throw my DS as me and my Torterra run away in pain. But the song is very good, and that's why she's so memorable. A big reason. Anyway, it's time to go cry now. This is my favorite Pokemon game, and it has one of the most mystical, legendary themes in all of gaming. The National Park theme from Pokemon Soul Silver and Heart Gold is one of the most majestic, calming themes I've ever heard. Whenever I need to calm down or just relax, this is the song I play. One of the most beautiful songs that the Pokemon Company, or Nintendo for that matter, has ever made. Every time I think about this song, I'm in awe of how good the DS Pokemon games can be. And there's more coming up that are extremely good, just like this song. But I don't think any song, and potentially the whole entire list, can heighten the mystical legend that is this song. It reaches unfathomably new heights with how legendary it is. It feels like you're entering heaven. If I was entering heaven, this would be the song playing. Like an escalator up to the great sky. And National Park remains one of my favorite Nintendo themes ever made. Now look, I get it. The general public associates this song with a certain dancing dragon meme. We're not gonna talk about it. But the reason why they used that song in that video is because this song is an absolute legend. It slaps. It is one of the best songs from Pokemon Black and White. Probably the best city song in Pokemon period. At least top 5. It is so good. It makes me want to actually get up right now and just start boogieing down. Like if a boogie bomb got thrown at me. It makes me want to just start breakdancing for no reason. It's so good. I haven't made it to Driftville City in my new playthrough of Pokemon Black. But when I do, actually I think I might have. But either way, when I do again, I'm just going to get up and start dancing. That's just how good this song is. This is, without a doubt, my favorite battle theme in all of Pokemon. It is pretty much just the main theme of Pokemon, but it is heightened to such a legendary degree, and is the most epic song I think I've ever heard in the entire Pokemon series, at the very least. It is so good. When you're down to one Pokemon and the opponent has one more Pokemon and it's a super important fight and this music starts playing in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, you just get the feels. You get goosebumps all around. Even I'm getting some slight goosebumps right now just from how good this song is. I wish they would bring this back. I wish occasionally they would have songs like this when there's one Pokemon left. This song is the best song by far in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. And probably in like both Generation 5 games. Just legendary work. One of the most iconic songs of the last 15 years, more so. Wii Sports is one of the most selling games of all time, and anyone who's my age knows about Wii Sports. They not only know, they've played Wii Sports. Everyone has played a tennis match in Wii Sports, or bowling in Wii Sports, or tried boxing mat. Everyone has tried at least one time. It is so good. And the title screen of Wii Sports, the theme for it is straight nostalgia to the core. It is straight nostalgia into my blood. That's how good this theme is. It is so casual and relaxing and just so nostalgic in a way that they haven't really topped in such a long time. So, yeah, without a doubt, one of the most nostalgic songs, to me anyways, in all of Nintendo. Animal Crossing is a series that is very comfortable for me. I can just sit down and play it whenever I want. I want to hopefully own them all one day. But Animal Crossing's main theme, which I think is just mainly the DS and the Wii title, this one being City Folks theme, is just, whenever I think of Animal Crossing, this is the song I think of. Very relaxing, just pretty mute to a point, but very relaxing, makes me feel happy all the time, and I just like the rhythm of the song. I think it's just pretty good. Overall, great song from a great series, very relaxing, pretty nostalgic too, because I used to play Wild World a lot on the DS, so yeah. The best theme song for any online shop ever. The Wii Shop channel is very fondly remembered, just like the Mii channel. But in my opinion, the Wii Shop theme is not only better than the Mii channel theme, but it also carries the Wii Shop channel a lot more than I think a lot of people realize. This theme is so upbeat, and it's so catchy to just like hum or whistle. It is that good. But to this day, I still remember it so vividly in my head. I still remember when I was a kid having, I think it was 1,000 Wii channel points and buying Super Mario 64 and Paper Mario 64. Oh, downloading all the demos that I barely ever played. Just very feel good, and the Wii Shop channel was helped a lot by this song. Just an amazing song. That's all. If I'm being honest, it's very hard to just describe how good Super Mario Galaxy's soundtrack really is. The first Mario game with a fully orchestrated soundtrack. Almost every song is beautiful from this game, but if I had to pick one for Mario Galaxy 1, has to be Gusty Garden Galaxy. So beautiful and mystical and legendary all at the same time, and every time I play this game, I just can't wait to get to this galaxy. I know it's pretty much near the start of the game, but still. It makes me feel like I'm starting this grand adventure, and I to a certain degree, I really am. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm pretty sure it's my favorite 3D Mario game ever. It is so good. I can't even believe how good they were able to make the whole entire soundtrack. And it was very hard picking one song, but this song does take the cake in my opinion. And it joins some of the legendary themes from not just Nintendo, but gaming in general. And for that, it absolutely had to make my list of favorite Nintendo songs. It was also extremely hard to pick a song for Mario Kart Wii, because I believe Mario Kart Wii has some of the most iconic tracks and songs in the whole entire Mario Kart series. And this is coming from someone who actually, I like Mario Kart Wii, but not as much as the other Mario Karts. But when I think of Mario Kart Wii, I think of Coconut Mall, which I'm being honest is a little overrated in my opinion, but hey, who am I the one to talk? Coconut Mall, Koopa Cape, even Grumble Volcano, which I actually like. Yes, I know I just said that. Toad Factory, of course, Maple Tree Way. What else? Let's see. Mushroom Gorge, Moo Moo Meadows, Warriors Gold Mine. Oh, DK Summit. Oh my god. All such great tracks with amazing songs. But if I had to pick one, it would be Maple Tree Way. It is just a very good feel song. I don't really know how else to explain it. It just puts a big old smile on my face whenever I hear it. It's a very relaxing song, but not just Mario Kart, just in general. It really perfectly represents the, you know, the whole forest kind of vibe with Maple Tree Way, the whole autumn aesthetic. And, yeah, definitely, while it was hard to pick, I would say it's my favorite song from Mario Kart Wii. I don't know about the best track though, but it's got the best song, okay? I said it, it made the list, we're done. This is the best opening theme for any Smash Bros. Game. Not even close, okay? I like Melee a lot, but I'm just being honest. This is the better opening, okay? There, I said it. Yes, the lyrics are in Latin, I believe, but that makes it even cooler to me. It's just so good. It is legendary. I think this might be the most legendary song Nintendo has ever made. I'm almost just listening to it right now. I almost began to sing it. I have a video of me from like 5 years ago singing it while the game was playing. That's how much I loved this song. I love this song so much. It is so good. And I absolutely loved Brawl as a kid. I know it's not very well liked competitively, but as a casual game, it is so good with Subspace, MSA, and all the characters at the time, like Sonic and Snake being added. That was cool. But this theme absolutely slaps and deserves to be a Nintendo Legend theme. And for that, 100% makes the list without a doubt. And anyone who tells me it shouldn't, yeah, you're gaslighting me, okay? I'm just being honest, okay? Next. Same thing for Wii Sports Resort. Great value blueberries! All jokes aside, just like the original Wii Sports, the main title theme for Wii Sports Resort is also quite amazing. And yes, I got stuck trying to beat my friend's 3.0 score for an hour and 40 minutes. Let me tell you, that was actually torture for me. I got super heated, but I did eventually get it. It took way too long. I shouldn't have stuck it out. But I mean, at the end of the day, I did it, and at least I got the highest score now, only by a point. But you know what? 23 out of 30 is better than 22 out of 30, so get wrecked then. But yeah, this game, I wish I had grown up with it. I mean, I did. I played it at friends' houses, but I didn't own it till about a year or two ago, and I'm glad I own it now. Amazing game. It's better than Wii Sports. Wii Sports Resort has 12 sports, I think, and the original Wii Sports only has 5? Yeah. Yes. So, overall, just a way better package than Wii Sports. And I really hope they do more with Woohoo Island, because they haven't done anything with that in a very long time. I think it has a lot of things they can still do. But yeah, overall, the game is amazing. A much better improvement over Wii Sports, which was already good. And the main title theme, again, just like the original Wii Sports, absolutely slaps. I've been playing a lot of Skyward Sword HD lately, and I can say without a doubt that Skyloft is an amazing hub area with lots of things to do, especially compared to the rest of the game. And I think the song perfectly represents the calmness that Skyloft brings, and it's just a very good song that I'll even listen to on a bike ride, because it's very calming. It's just admiring the scenery that I feel like this song can help. Like, if I play this song and go outside, it makes me admire the scenery outside a lot more. And I just think overall it is a very good song, especially for Skyward Sword, which already has an amazing soundtrack. It was the first Zelda game to be fully orchestral, and it fits the hub area very nicely. So yeah, definitely makes the list. One of the best final battles in all of Mario, and one of the best final battle themes in all of 3D and 2D Mario. The fated final battle from Super Mario Galaxy 2. I've actually never beaten Mario Galaxy 2 before. I did play and beat the final boss, but I technically never actually beat the game before on my own. I'm trying to beat it right now on my Twitch, TTV/GameRTV. So, if you want to check me out there and watch me hopefully be able to beat Mario Galaxy 2, you can catch me there. But this theme has always stayed with me because it is so hype. They have the choir in the background, really reflecting on, this is the fight of the universe. Mario needs to destroy Bowser and rescue Peach. Bowser just ate the star, if I can remember. He eats the Grand Star and turns more huge than he already was. I wish that the battle went on a little longer, but other than that, it's perfect. And the theme is perfect in the right context. It's a beautiful song, high tension, high stakes, just what a final theme needs to be in a video game. Nintendo knocked it right out of the park, and it definitely deserves to be on the list. The Roost Cafe theme from Animal Crossing is so relaxing. There's a reason why people wanted Brewster so badly in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Did it take a little while to get him? Yes. But for me, the wait was worth it. The Roost Cafe itself is a very relaxing place to go to, talk with Brewster, have a coffee, and just relax. And this is one of the most relaxing Nintendo songs. I might have said it a couple times throughout this video, but I really mean it with this one. It's beautiful. So somber, so quiet, and yet so relaxing and beautiful. One of my favorite songs from the entire Animal Crossing franchise, and it definitely deserves to be on this list. That's for sure. One of the best final battles in all of Mario, and one of the best final battle themes in all of 3D and 2D Mario. The fated final battle from Super Mario Galaxy 2. I've actually never beaten Mario Galaxy 2 before. I did play and beat the final boss, but I technically never actually beat the game before on my own. I'm trying to beat it right now on my Twitch, TTV/GameRTV. So, if you want to check me out there and watch me hopefully be able to beat Mario Galaxy 2, you can catch me there. But this theme has always stayed with me because it is so hype. They have the choir in the background, really reflecting on, this is the fight of the universe. Mario needs to destroy Bowser and rescue Peach. Bowser just ate the star, if I can remember. He eats the Grand Star and turns more huge than he already was. I wish that the battle went on a little longer, but other than that, it's perfect. And the theme is perfect in the right context. It's a beautiful song, high tension, high stakes, just what a final theme needs to be in a video game. Nintendo knocked it right out of the park, and it definitely deserves to be on the list. Pokémon X and Y are pretty good games. I don't think they're as good as the DS games, but I do think they're really good games still. And it has my favorite Professor theme, or at least top 3 or even 2. Professor Sycamore's theme. Really, really good. I believe the region of Kalos is based off France, and Lumos City is supposed to be like Paris with the Eiffel Tower, and Professor Sycamore's theme really reflects that. And just the vibe, like, I'm not sure exactly if there's violins in the background, but, that's that kind of stuff. It really feels like a France, Paris kind of vibe. Like, I want to go eat a baguette listening to this theme. And yeah, it fits. Especially in this game. So, definitely deserves to be on the list. One of my favorite original tracks from Mario Kart 8 has to be the Electrodome. And it's just for the whole vibe and aesthetic. I just like that it's basically one huge disco party going on. And the song really reflects just how good the course is. So good that the song actually contributes a bit to the track, I believe, right? When you're going on the piano keys near the end of the track, they do bump up with the rhythm, so you go on your paraglider. I just think the track music really fits this course so well, and every time I get on this track online with my friends, it feels like a party, that's for sure. And for that, definitely makes the list one of the best songs in Mario Kart history. Splatoon has always had very good music. I've purchased all the Splatoons. I have Splatoon 1, 2, and 3. And I've always thought that the most iconic music for me was the very first Splatoon with Splat Attack. That song, whenever I think of Splatoon, that's the song that's always in my head. Absolute banger. I really liked all of the tracks that they've done with Splatoon. I really do think they've experimented a lot with those and what they can do. And they all go pretty hard if I'm being honest. But Splat Attack specifically for me takes the cake. Just in terms of being iconic, just sounding great. Whenever I'm in a game with that track, oh. I forget if it's in Splatoon 2 and 3, I really hope it is since the online for Wii U has sadly shut down. But either way, this track will always be remembered for how amazing it is. Now, Breath of the Wild has gotten some hate for not being as linear or traditionally Zelda as the other 3D Zelda games, and to an extent I somewhat agree. I do kind of miss the familiar characters, items, the dungeons, to a degree, but Tears of the Kingdom did a lot better justice when it came to that in my opinion. But a lot of people also hated or didn't like as much the music. And to that, I really had to disagree. People were saying that, there weren't a lot of hard-hitting songs, and that was the whole point. The point of the soundtrack was to be very mute, because when they did actually raise the stakes with the song, you knew it was a serious moment. And I think one of my favorite tracks in Breath of the Wild that represents that best is the Hyrule Castle theme. Because as you get up to the castle more and more to the final boss of the game, the song amps up because the tension is actually amping up with the song. That's the whole entire point, and it demonstrates why the music in Breath of the Wild is absolutely amazing. It works so well because they knew when to use the music right and amp it up when they needed to. Because they knew more mute when there's less tension, amp it up when there is more tension. And I think the Hyrule Castle theme is a perfect example of that, and it is one of my favorite themes in the entire game that I still listen to this day. And I really liked what they did with it in Tears of the Kingdom as well, though it is not on the list. Because I have another song from Tears of the Kingdom that you will see near the end. So make sure to stay till the end of the video to see that. Well, originally, I was going to put Super Bell Hill from Mario 3D World, and then thought of putting World Bowser. I then thought, nah, it definitely goes to the song Bowser's Fury from the Bowser's Fury mode in 3D World. One of the most ramped up crazy songs I think I've ever heard from a Mario game and even Nintendo. The song was so good, they even put it in the Mario movie briefly, near the start of the movie I believe. This song was incredibly hard in the rock and roll part. Bowser is like a Kaizo, he's huge. You have to run away from him to get the super big Super Bell power up. they then basically turn into Ultra Instinct Mario and then fight Bowser. Oh my goodness, it is so good. That mode is amazing. And the theme is legitimately one of the best walks Nintendo has made in recent memory. It is so good. It goes incredibly hard. Huge rock and roll emphasis. I think it works so well in the context of the game and in those fights. And for that, definitely makes the list for the best songs that Nintendo has made. The overall quality of the soundtrack in Mario Odyssey was so grand that I couldn't even pick one track. I had to pick 3. Steam Gardens just slaps. There's no more better way to say it. It is so good. The aesthetic is so good. The mute sounds after the start of the track really fits with the whole kind of garden aesthetic, and they are kind of in the middle of nowhere. It just really fits. And for a game like Mario Odyssey, you really need to have a fitting environment, and the music in this game I think really helps in that, which is why I ended up picking 3 different tracks from Mario Odyssey. And Steam Gardens is really one of the first tracks I think of when I think about this game, because it is legitimately so good. It puts some of the other tracks I talked about beforehand to shame, and I don't think about them as much, because Mario Odyssey has such a jazzy soundtrack. Jazz can really lighten and make some game tracks really hip and jovial. So yep, Steam Gardens definitely makes the list, and there's even some other songs from Mario Odyssey I think are just as good. I still remember when I got Mario Odyssey for Christmas 2017, how excited I was to get to New Donk City. It was all over the place in the trailers leading up to the game's release, and I'm like, okay, I want to get there. I want to see the humans next to Mario. I want to see Pauline, because it had been so long since we had seen Pauline. I played much of the minis. I knew who she was, and I was blown away. New Donk City, one of the best places in all of Mario Odyssey, one of the best kingdoms by far, and the track slaps. Super jazzy, super jovial, does make me want to get up, start snapping my fingers and dancing a little bit. Just roaming around the entire city with Mario as I'm hearing this song. Oh, I get why a lot of people want Mario Odyssey 2. I don't know if that's going to happen, but going to New Donk City occasionally makes me want it badly. This is one of the best songs in the entire game. I think there might be one more song that's slightly better. I think we all know what it's going to be, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, let's see. Not a big surprise. Jump Up Superstar is easily the best track in the entire game. I know that's probably a popular opinion, but I share that same opinion. It's so good. The jazz mixed with the vocals, so good. Pauline's voice actors really knocked it out of the park, and I like the references to, Donkey Kong, especially when you're actually playing the level where this song appeals, with all the retro things, and I think Donkey Kong is in it as well. The song is just good. The lyrics are a banger. The song itself slaps. The rhythm, the context in the game. If you need to ever tell someone why Mario Odyssey and just Nintendo makes good music, this is the song. This song is amazing. It is one of the best songs Nintendo has made, I think, period, especially in the last decade. The lyrics especially really do carry this song. But even without the lyrics, just the rhythm and the jazz alone would make this list. But the lyrics, one of the best songs in Nintendo history. The remake of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door has been one of my favorite games ever, especially as of late, and I almost 100% it completely. Pretty much did all the major things, all the stuff that was in the remake, stuff that was old, stuff that was new, and, well, I was just very, very, very excited to play it because I had never beaten the original game. And in my opinion, this game has better music objectively than the original game. Even though it's kind of got its own flair, I just love the orchestral soundtrack they did in this game. And while it was very hard to pick a favorite song, I'd say I'd probably give it to Partially Heights. I think it's because I heard it when I was a kid, like the original. But I don't know, something about it is just so relaxing and just, like, I can walk with this song on and I just feel very relaxed. It's very happy, relaxing, makes me feel comfy, but it's got that little luxurious kind of spunk to it. Because, you know, the train, the Excess Express, I believe, is there. And I actually do like that chapter a lot just because of that song. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, amazing song, amazing game. Please buy it and play it. Great game. Definitely makes the list. Animal Crossing New Horizons is one of my most played games ever. I recently hit 500 hours in the game, and I'm pretty much done it. I'm going to start playing Animal Crossing Wild World on the DS very soon. But this game was phenomenal in my opinion. I do think with all the updates and DLC, this is the best Animal Crossing game. And I know a lot of people say New Leaf is, and I love New Leaf. I played it a lot. But overall, this game is better with all the DLC. Well, New Leaf was better when it first came out. But anyways, the main theme for it is so good, so iconic. It really helps with the whole island aesthetic. And this is just an amazing game. It deserved all the money and all the respect that it was able to make. And yeah, for that, it definitely makes the list. Nothing could have prepared me for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom's ending. I actually predicted that Zelda was a dragon and that Ganondorf was going to become a dragon as the final boss, and I actually ended up being right, and I was shocked. I didn't beat this game till December, even though I got it the day it came out, but I did spoil myself, so I was actually quite shocked that I was right. Even though the means to getting there, I had no clue till I actually witnessed it. But this game is amazing. I like it more than Breath of the Wild, and just like Breath of the Wild, it builds up the music. And even though the castle theme in this song is also amazing, the final dive is probably my favorite track in the entire game, possibly the entire series, because it's supposed to reflect how you're saving Zelda after you failed to save her from falling in the beginning. I love how it plays Zelda's lullaby, and that it plays the main Legend of Zelda theme as well. It's epic, it has a nice build-up, and I love that you can actually, you're actually diving down to get Zelda. The fact that it wasn't a cutscene and you actually got to do that, I think it was amazing, and it really helps that the music is there. And in my opinion, this is one of the most legendary, amazing moments in all of Nintendo history, even though I know it was only about a year ago. Just amazing. One of the best songs from Nintendo in recent memory. And that's that. And that's all the tracks I picked. I know I definitely use the same words a lot, like, this slaps, it's amazing, so relaxing, but I really mean it when I say I love all of these tracks, and I wish I could have included more, but the video was so long that I had to choose my favorites and the best of the best, so. But basically what I'm trying to say is that Nintendo music and video game music as a whole should be respected because it truly does deserve that respect. I mean, a lot of the newer songs are made by full orchestras, and even the older songs with the older technologies and machines, even if they were made for video games, they were still made by composers. And they're intended to be music. They are real music in my mind, and everyone should consider them real music. So, without a doubt, I love Nintendo, and I love their music. And I hope this video just enlightened you guys, and hopefully you were able to see what I see. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Well, if you made it here, you watched the whole entire video, which was over an hour long, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And it took a long time to make this video. It was one of the longest videos I've ever made. So if you did like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications for when I make new videos. And I also have a Twitch channel, ttv/GameOnNoah, and also a Discord that can be found in the description of both my Twitch channel and YouTube channel. So if you want to just become a member of the community, you can join either of those, and it'd be great to see you pop up in stream. Just a nice hi would be great. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!